Usain Bolt, Shelley and Fraser Price, Johan Blake, Elaine Thompson-HERAH, and more. We asked AI, is Jamaica the greatest pound-for-pound nation in sprint? This is what it said. You don't want to miss this. And BRIANNA LYSTON will be racing in the next hour. We'll cover. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. You do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. You drop a video each one today in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, BRIANNA LYSTON will be racing in an hour or so in the heats of, well, the prelims of the SEC Indoor Championships taking place there on the collegiate scene in the United States of America. Did I say America? I meant America. In the four heats of the women's 60-meter dash, I believe her biggest rival is her teammate, Tima God bless, with that amazing 7.08 personal best which she ran in her last race. God bless will be running in heat number 2, while BRIANNA LYSTON will be in heat number 3. There are 4 in total preliminary heats in the women's 60 meter. Now her season's best is, meaning BRIANNA LYSTON's current season's best, is 7.13 seconds over that 60-meter dash. Here she is executing it. BRIANNA LYSTON's current personal best in the women's 60 meters is 7.03 seconds. And I think with Tima God bless there, her teammate, both of them will be pushing each other to very fast times come finals if they both get through, as we anticipate, to the finals. So we, of course, will be covering BRIANNA LYSTON's efforts a little later at the SEC Indoor Championships 2025. Now, Gabby Thomas, you probably already know. Daryl Nita, well, I know I told you, she said it. And Dina Asher Smith all have Jamaican parentage. It is really remarkable to see the amount of top-tier athletes on the globe. Yes, people, Daryl Nita is top tier. She came 4th in the finals of the women's 100 meters at the Paris Olympic Games. Do not take her lightly, because I know some of you are going to say, is she top tier? Yeah, she's definitely top tier. So it is really remarkable how many top-tier athletes who run for other countries are of Jamaican lineage, either parent and or grandparents. And there is one more that many of you are already aware of since last year, when she pulled up in the SEC Outdoors Women's 100 meters, giving BRIANNA LYSTON the win, meaning Jacious Sears. Sears is currently the fastest woman in the world over the 60-meter dash with a personal best and a world-leading time of 7.02 seconds. Sears, who has Jamaican heritage, we'll talk about that in a little bit, was the favorite going into the USATF Indoor Championships within the United States, but came second, pretty much running the exact time, to Celery Barnes.
60-meter indoor national title final.
Set.
Remember, Jacious Sears undefeated indoors this season. Does she keep it that way? She's being pushed right to the line.
Here is Jacious Sears running that 7.02 world leading time.
Slight wobble from Sears there, but got away very strongly, and the rest are struggling to live with her at the moment. Jacious Sears in the end coming through. Celery Barnes finished pretty strongly as well.
Now, I have to tell you, people, it is really remarkable how many top-tier athletes representing the likes of the United States, Great Britain, and others are of Jamaican heritage. As I said, parent, grandparent, etc. With Jacious Sears, it's her mother. Now, honestly, someone had mentioned this to me last year, and I looked and I couldn't find any information to support that statement. Well, someone else in about a video a couple of days ago stated that they were her mother's cousin or something like that, and a few other persons. So I did some deeper digging, and here it is. Sears is living her mother's dream. Yep, you heard it right. Though Jacious Sears' mother's anime is not in the public domain, her ascent in track and field has been significantly influenced by her mother's own sporting aspirations. Sears' mother used to do track when she was young. She was originally from Jamaica, but after moving to the United States, she was unable to follow the sport. Sears once said, quote, "She came to America when she was 21, but she didn't have the same opportunities, so she couldn't keep running track and field." So yes, people, Jacious Sears' mother is a yardie. I mean, what are the odds? How can a country this size have so many incredible athletes? And how can a country this size produce so many people? Produce so many athletes, top tier athletes, great sprinters in particular, 400, 200 and 100 meters runners and hurdlers, short hurdlers, as well as 400 meter hurdlers. It is remarkable, people. We are a tiny little place. Now, the breaking news is that Jacious Sears of Jamaican heritage will be racing as a challenger at the Grand Slam in Kingston, Jamaica. So, when you can go watch her and say hello to your cousin.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
So, this is a conversation I've had a few times on the channel. And what I decided to do this time is I did some additional research and I asked AI. I said, hey, is Jamaica pound for pound the greatest sprint nation in history? And AI seemingly agrees that we are pound for pound. Now, you're looking at some of the many accomplishments that we have had. I don't even need to tell you who these people are, but we have just been dominant. And this is just some. I mean, Jamaica is an island with less than 2.9 million people. We're a tiny, tiny little country. Somehow we've managed to produce the fastest man of all time in the men's 100 and 200 meters, Usain Bolt. The second fastest man of all time in the 100 and 200 meters, Johan Blake. We also have the second fastest woman all time in the women's 200 meters, Shericka Jackson, and the American who's the fourth fastest woman all time in the 200 meters. Gabby Thomas is of Jamaican heritage. We have the second and third fastest women all time in the 100 meters, Elaine Thompson-HERAH and Shelley and Fraser Price. In the men's top seven, in the top seven fastest men all time in the 100 meters, we have Usain Bolt, we have Asafa Powell, and we have Johan Blake. Last year we had the fastest man competing in the world in 2024, with Elaine Thompson. So, regardless of what you think, Jamaica is less than 3 million people. So pound for pound, per capita, we would have to be considered the most dominant, the greatest sprint nation in history. I don't see anyone who can argue this. The United States, I think, is 325 million people. Canada is way more than us. England is way more than us. Germany is way more than us. Russia is way... I can keep going down the list. None of these other countries are comparable in terms of size. They would dwarf us. They're massive. And not to mention that they're referenced as a term that I find a little disparaging. I'm going to be honest with you. their first world. I don't even really know what the heck that means. I guess the reference is that they're economically more apt, so to speak. But anyway, that's just my personal feelings regarding that particular thing. So these countries have limitless resources. The United States, Canada, the UK, Germany, France, China. All these people have, by comparison to Jamaica, limitless, absolutely limitless resources. But somehow Jamaica is utterly dominant in sprint. So I do believe, pound for pound, no matter what you say, we are the greatest sprint nation. But that's my personal opinion, and this is the opinion of me in terms of my personal research. So I asked AI's opinion. In fact, Gemini in particular, and here is what he came up with. That's a very apt way to put it, pound for pound. I asked it if Jamaica is pound for pound. When you consider Jamaica's relatively small population compared to sprinting powerhouses like the United States, their achievements become even more extraordinary. Here's why Jamaica's case for being the greatest pound-for-pound sprint nation is so strong. Disproportionate success. Jamaica consistently produces world-class sprinters at a rate far exceeding what would be expected based on its population size. This level of sustained excellence from a smaller nation is truly remarkable. Cultural immersion. Sprinting is deeply ingrained in Jamaican culture, fostering a passion and dedication that drives athletes to excel. The intense competition at school level provides a fertile ground for talent development. Global impact. Jamaican sprinters have not only dominated international competitions, but have also inspired generations of athletes worldwide. Also, as previously discussed, their influence spreads to other countries through athletes of Jamaican descent. Therefore, when considering the ratio of success to population, it's very difficult to argue against Jamaica's claim to being the greatest pound-for-pound sprint nation in history. So that's Gemini, the AI's reasoning for why Jamaica is pound for pound the greatest sprint nation of all time. And then I asked it to explain why the island is so dominant. It's incredibly difficult to give precise mathematical odds for something as complex as a nation's athletic success. However, we can explore the factors that contribute to Jamaica's remarkable sprinting dominance and why it seems so statistically improbable. Factors contributing to Jamaican sprinting success. Cultural significance. Athletes particularly sprinting holds immense cultural importance in Jamaica. This creates a strong motivation for young athletes to excel. There's a deep-rooted tradition of track and field with intense competitions at school level, fostering early talent identification and development. Jamaica has a robust system of identifying and nurturing young talents. School competitions are highly competitive, providing a platform for athletes to showcase their abilities. Strong coaching and training programs contribute to the development of world-class sprinters. Genetic factors. While genetics play a role in athletic performance, it's essential to avoid oversimplification. However, studies have explored potential genetic predispositions within the Jamaican population that may contribute to sprinting prowess. National pride and support. The nation's unwavering support for its athletes creates a powerful sense of pride and motivation. Environmental factors. Research has shown that urban areas within Jamaica are more likely to produce athletes that achieve higher levels of success. The sheer number of elite athletes emerging from such a small nation defies typical statistical expectations. Global competition. Sprinting is a highly competitive sport with athletes from all over the world. Jamaica's consistent dominance against much larger nations is remarkable in essence. While we can't provide exact mathematical odds, Jamaica's sprinting success is a result of a complex interplay of cultural and social, environmental, and potentially genetic potentially genetic factors. This combination has created a unique environment where sprinting excellence thrives, making their consistent success seem to defy typical statistical probabilities. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. Listen, I've discussed this a few times, maybe once or twice, and there are many persons who have come along and said, oh, the size of America, the size of England doesn't matter, which is nonsensical. You know, if we're going to look at something scientifically, we have to look at it properly. Look, people, Jamaica is pound for pound the greatest sprint nation in recorded history. There is no one even close. A country with less than 3 million people to dominate the top 10 of both the women's 100, the 200 meters, to have significant presence in the women's 100 and men's 100 meters, to have significant presence in the men's 100 meters and the women's 200 meters, to have the fastest recorded male athlete of all time in both 100 and 200 meters, to have done so well in the 4x400 meters and the women's and men's 4x100 meters relays. As far as I know, we still hold the record for the men's 4x100 meter relays. It is astounding, and now we're spreading out to the long jump, triple jump, discus, and other things. Look, disproportionately, as I have said and AI just said also, there is no way this little country should be able to do it with me. It defies all known logic. And secondarily, as I pointed out at the beginning, with people like Sears, Dina Asher Smith, Daryl Nita, Gabby Thomas, and others who are now dominant in the sphere, all of whom have direct Jamaican lineage. You can't tell me that this country is not exceptional and is not the greatest pound for pound sprint nation in recorded history. No other country has come close. I would say the second most dominant country would be the United States of America. Big up to them. But I'm talking about it in terms of the sheer size of Jamaica versus, if you take Jamaica, you can drop it into several other states in the United States. So there are cities. New York City has more people living in New York City itself, not the state, than Jamaica itself. So yeah, even AI agrees with me. Pound for pound, Jamaica is the greatest sprint nation in all of recorded history. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, don't forget that we will be covering BRIANNA LYSTON's 60 meter dash a little later. Don't forget to support our merch store, our printify.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. All the Peter Lloyd merch is there. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification, and hit the like button. Remember your royals, kings and queens. Bless us.